I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome Cae Peony to the show. Hi!
Say, hello! Thank you for having me, I guess.
I appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Say. I'm a flower fairy. I don't have like a good niche. I guess I'm just a variety streamer. I don't know like what the ratio is for hyper specific
That's coming. That's coming soon. There'll be some sort of percentages you'll have to hit.
Yeah, I'm really just hoping for the personality to carry me. I ain't got like a really strong special interest yet. I mean, I do art, but that's.
Well, we're going to talk about that too. But first of all, I'd like to know how you got started in content creating.
That depends. Do you mean specifically with streaming or just any kind of content creation?
Well, any kind first, and then how you transitioned into streaming with VTubing.
Well, when I actually for quite a few years now, I was an artist, and so I did just like general illustration and comics for a pretty long time. I actually like ran an action comic for about 2 years, just like solidly doing it just every week.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, and then I got like a weird like bout of depression and destroyed it.
Oh.
There's still there's like a lot of it still left, but it's not like a complete thing anymore. But like there's still like traces of it.
It's there waiting for you. Is where it is. Sooner or later.
Yeah, no.
Sooner or later, it'll come back for you.
I might retread it because I've definitely grown a lot since I did that.
Man, that's a dream for a lot of people right there.
Yeah, I was really proud of like my output back then too. I had a lot of time on my hands, and I'm like, there's nothing stopping me from just doing this, and I just started putting out like about like 2 pages a week usually.
And dang, I try to do. I've tried many times to try writing because I've always got little like short stories bouncing around in my head. But as soon as I sit in front of the keyboard, I start surfing the web.
There's a quote from, I think it's a Jerry Seinfeld quote, but it's like any like form of art that you want to kind of like undertake. I don't know if he's talking about writing or just like art in general, but like it applies to pretty much all art. Yeah. But basically you get yourself a calendar and you only mark off days that you do something. It can be like as simple as like I drew like a little sketch of like a bumblebee on like a note card or something. Cool. But you have to do that thing every day. Like even if like you realize as you're going to bed, like, oh, I didn't do the thing, and then you like just like lean over your desk and like doodle something real quick, or like you write like a sentence. You do something, and it's just like training yourself to be able to like turn that part of your brain on.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
It's really helpful. That I feel like that it's one of those things that's like fundamentally like stuck with me. Like I know he's not like an end all be all. Like he has some bad takes, but overall, I think that some of his advice in like creating, especially, is really good.
Yeah, I can understand that because it certainly is easy to click that switch when you don't want to do something.
Yeah,
I really specifically don't want to do this today, so I'm not going to. And you make the choice.
I feel like half of like the content creating like populace just has like some sort of executive dysfunction. And it's like, I can do so many things right now, just not the one thing that I really like that would like really fulfill me like mind, body, and soul to do. There's nothing stopping me from doing that thing. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's like me and bills. I can pay the bills, but I really don't want to pay the bills.
Oh, I thought you said builds. I was like,
No,
oh, like a
no,
model work.
no, bills, bills.
Yeah, I got that. Don't
Yeah,
worry. I
I paid
mean,
them once.
that hurts a little bit, to be fair.
Yeah.
That one's like probably more of a is it is it is it Freudian when you get the zaps?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
get the where they like hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always get yeah. There's the entire like that group of like antiquated like psychiatrists who have kind of mesh together because I think one of them is actually like the teacher to the other,
Hmm.
at least one of the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And the
sorry, I'm rambling a bit, aren't I?
no, no,
Because I didn't really.
that's perfectly fine.
Uh,
The so you were already being an artist at the time. So when did you go
yeah,
from that to like online content creating?
I got like, uh, so I specifically like how do I put this? Despite having like a pretty good output, I also like kind of wanted to still feel that more at
Hmm.
first. So like even before kind of catching the VTuber bug, that happened like a little bit later. Um, I got to like streaming art for a while.
Wow.
Uh, just to kind of like fill those voids because otherwise like my page would just be silent in between like pages posts
Yeah.
basically. So like it would feel weird. You're like, oh, I'm working every day on this, but also there's like a week gap
Yeah.
between anything being on the page, so this feels weird. I was going, okay, what if I just like streamed the process? And so I didn't know it was called this at the time, but I
Uh-huh.
actually made myself a little PNG tuber. Uh, and I made like a little like animated hand moving for like when I was drawing. It was just like a little like thing in the corner. Um, and like I made myself the overlay and stuff like that. To like spruce it up because like especially when you're starting, you don't really understand uh some of the more niche things that people might like, and I think art is a big one that like when you're an artist, you don't think of why people might want to look at this.
Mm.
Like when you're looking at it, you're like, "Oh, what do you mean? This is so relaxing." Like just watching someone doodle, maybe like some music's on in the background.
Yeah.
That's such a great like piece of background noise, something to like watch while I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
I feel like is the biggest allure for like a lot of art streams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But
but you know, you always
the whys there are different for every artist, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have like very strong personalities. I feel like a lot of artists like there is kind of some theater kid energy in there,
Yeah.
but some of it's kind of like latent. And then like it's very rare to meet a boring artist. Like like every artist that gets past a certain point is a pervert.
Yeah.
Like you.
I would be just terrible. First of all, I'm a terrible artist anyway, and that was learned very early in life. Secondly, I would just draw like a gray canvas, and that would be it. That's my art.
I I mean, there's actually like a really
Hmm.
I'm gonna I did major in like in art for like a bit. I did not actually finish
Hmm.
my degree there, but one of the few bits I liked was actually learning like some concrete things about fine arts and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Didn't go to like a fine arts school, but
Hmm.
that just made me think. There is actually, um, if you've ever seen those pieces that people make fun
Hmm.
of the canvases that are just a solid color,
Yeah.
um, those are actually done by an artist who like has such good control of like their brush strokes that they don't leave like traces of the strokes.
Oh.
Like that's why that's impressive. It's like that one story about Da Vinci
Hmm.
where where basically like how is it I could be wrong about who this is about,
Okay.
but I believe this is about Da Vinci,
Okay.
where they basically like how he got one of his jobs is the church is like looking for an artist, and so they're like taking pieces for reference and say, "Oh, would you like to like submit a piece?"
Right.
And he just grabs a piece of paper and he draws a perfect circle freehand, and then he hands it over to the guy and goes, uh they'll know what this is about, because like,
That.
and the guy like almost doesn't hand it in
Yeah. until
until he explains what he did.
Yeah.
And then they immediately hire Da Vinci because I'm like 90% sure it's Da Vinci. I could be wrong about that one.
Well, I would
About
think
like
I would believe
the
it
Who.
no matter what. I mean, if it was Da Vinci and that happened, yeah, I'd believe that.
But basically they're like, "Oh, this guy literally just like grabbed a scrap of paper and freehanded like like a geometrically perfect circle with like whatever he had on hand." Yeah, that guy. We want that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
And that's
and
that's the kind of swag I like to see from the artist. Just
those give me like that kind of vibes where it's like it's such a display of technical skill that like you have to understand like art to a certain degree
yeah.
to understand how impressive what you're looking at
Oh yeah.
is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people get the idea that you're looking at a banana taped to something, and it's like, what? Well, there's probably a reason for it, and if you really want to look into it, you can. But if you're just going to look at it like, yeah, it's a banana taped to something, every
Yeah,
every
I mean,
every painting is just somebody grabbing some paint and putting it on a canvas. Okay, I mean, if you want to look at it that
um
way,
it's funny because the banana one is actually like a commentary on modern art. So like the point is quite literally that it's like stupid
mm-hmm.
and nothing.
Yeah,
Um like that is literally the thesis. Like that's not like a retroactive thing either. Like
no,
that is like the mission statement that was made before that was put out. It's like, oh wow, you're literally just explaining what the artist was doing. Good
yes,
job.
I'll pay $2 million for it.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
well, that's more of a money laundering thing, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, very much so. As far as that goes,
I
or they'll,
I
they'll
think
they'll buy a piece of it or something. And,
eh,
eh,
I think to some degree it is very much a like the curtains were fucking blue mentality. You know what
yes,
I mean?
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah, like
that very much so. I mean, I understand. I understand people, having as much money as they as you know can possibly have and wanting to get that sort of thing. But I'm fine with just looking at it.
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
I don't need to own it.
to be fair, if I had to if I had to move a lot of money that couldn't be used because it was illegal,
Hmm.
that would be a good way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just buy it, just send it out there. There you go. And now it's off of my hands, and now I can just hold this.
Yeah, then you just sell the painting, and it's like maybe you lose a little bit, but you still have probably like 75% of what you had before.
Oh, sure. And
Yeah,
it's mostly legal because they're probably not
yeah,
dumping anything either.
yeah. I mean, like once it's sold, the money's legal.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
no
yeah.
matter what like you do, the money's legal at that point. Like,
Well,
once it's laundered, it's clean.
I got plans for that money. Believe me, believe me. Um,
More crime.
yes, more crime.
Go ahead.
That's how you invest in business um, these days. So for you, once you got that going and you got your art to a certain level, and you went to art school for a while, did you keep it up, or did something just happen where you lost interest in it?
I never lost interest. I actually left art school for two reasons.
Mm.
First of all, just like I started getting really bad like health issues, which I'm still kind of dealing with, but like I was on like a certain degree of them where like being on that sort of intensive schedule
Mm.
while you're first encountering that
Yeah.
is kind of a is kind of a problem. I make a joke about like, oh, I'm a delicate little flower because I'm literally a flower. But I am like very like frail because of it. I among literally like eight other problems which we discovered in like subsequent years after that. I do have like an autoimmune disease
Mm,
and like a few like a few just like genetic things that like make certain parts of my body weaker.
yeah,
And so like coming like right off of school and then like going into college, and it's like a very different experience, and like trying to make that shift into that completely different schedule, and like my body just kind of like started to snap.
yeah, yeah.
And they're not very interested in working with that because during high school I actually went to a school that like specializes in people with medical issues
Mm,
and like behavioral issues and stuff like that.
right.
uh, I was the latter, despite what you know
Yeah,
general demeanor might think.
yeah,
uh or the latter, the former, sorry.
yes.
uh, got turned around.
I'm sure that's
um
called a Freudian slip right there.
Yeah, I mean, just little Doctor Evil thing where I just
Yeah,
put my pinky to my lip.
that's right.
um, but but like once you're in college, despite the fact that you're paying them so much money, they are way less willing to work with you.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
Uh, they
There's
give zero shits. And
yeah.
then also, I've told this story a couple times, but it's probably relevant. I One of like my earlier classes, I was slated to work with or not work with, but like be taught by one of the original illustrators for Magic.
Oh, really?
And he left to go do something in, I think, like France, I
Oh
think.
no.
Um and the person they got um was not a 2D artist, and it was a 2D art class.
Oh
She was
great.
an artist, she was a sculptor.
Oh no. That
And so genuinely like a multiple day like event for her class was to like take people to like her workshop, and it's like this is literally the inverse of what this class is. Like, this is very interesting.
yes.
I respect you as an artist. You are not qualified for this.
This is what you don't do. All of this stuff is what you don't
This
do.
is It's like you seem very skilled at what you do. We are not doing what you do.
And
There are at least 3 students in this class that are more skilled at this than you.
yes. That
It's funny because there was actually like this older lady who I think was just trying to get like some credentials,
yeah.
but she was like a self-taught painter
Mhm.
in that class like the first day. And first of all, just everyone loved her,
Mhm.
but also it was just so funny like hearing her talk about the things we were learning, and then
Yeah.
hearing the person who was supposed to be teaching talk,
Yeah.
because one of these people knows everything about this medium and the other person is the teacher.
That's right. That's okay, we'll pay attention to you, but this is where we're learning from, okay?
And I kind of got disillusioned with the kind of, I guess, with just like going to
Yeah.
college there.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like a big blow to like I feel like I'm learning like negative
Yeah.
things here. Like I feel like I'm actively getting worse by
Yeah.
being here.
I mean, did they try to get you out of your style and into a different style or
No, I never got to something like that. To be fair,
yeah.
the person teaching me did not have a style,
Mhm.
but it was not an arts college, I will say.
Mhm.
I was just trying to get credentials at the time, and the issue was just that type of teaching was, how do I put this?
Not conducive to what you were going to do.
Yeah, no, I was not learning anything, and I was
Mm.
spending all of my time not learning anything because they were still giving us a lot of busy work
Yeah.
that they did not understand. It's
Oh
like,
no.
I see you 2 times a week. Why do I have to work 5 days a week on this stuff that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the class?
Yeah. That's a
Um,
problem when you're talking about something there are skills to learn, but there's also already talent to begin with. Um, I would think, especially if you're not an art school, it would be very tough to have a real course line because how do you tell where everybody is? Um,
I mean, I don't think they knew that because like I feel like a lot of people in there were coming out of like high school
mhm,
having already like studied on their own
mhm,
beyond that point.
mhm.
Like beyond where they were in like I'm all for like going back over your basics. I think that's totally fine. I think it's good to do it every once in a while.
Hmm.
But not when you're doing it poorly.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh
yeah.
like
I understand that.
I always think about the fact that one of the like major assignments was origami, and it's like, what is this is a draw like there were two classes. There was a 2D art and then there was a drawing.
Hmm.
These are different for some reason,
Hmm.
which I get. There is like a difference there,
Yeah.
but like
Neither one
in
of those is
theory, there's a
origami.
difference. Yeah, no, and it's like, why is this origami? is why neither of those are I mean, I guess this is art made out of something two-dimensional, but I feel like you're really stretching.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
It's
like
like
we can
I,
take up a couple weeks with this. Let's do this.
it's like I'm a fairy and you're still twisting your words.
You could
uh
smell it a mile away. it it really is tough with that sort of thing. I when I was in high school a million years ago, I was in a chorus class, and we had a pretty decent chorus. I mean, we were doing 6-part harmonies in high school, which is pretty good. I mean, I think. The next year we had a different teacher, and she started us on 2-part harmonies. And what did we learn? Nothing. Everybody hated that because it was such a step backward, and you don't move forward that way. And I imagine that happening to someone, especially when they're already talented and already know a lot of things, and they're starting 3 steps behind you in order to try to learn something.
yeah, there were a lot of people who were like it was very much a room of like the people who were the art kid at their various schools.
Hmm.
Um and you could kind of tell that a lot of them kind of already knew what they were doing
Hmm.
in that regard.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can absolutely like I don't I I would like to learn more about singing, but I don't know a whole lot about singing, especially about like
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
chorus and choir the same thing?
Yeah.
Are
Pretty much.
chorus and choir the same
Yeah,
thing?
they're pretty much the same thing. But what I mean is, like we would go in. It's kind of like what you were having, where you
Yeah,
it was going in from one year to year
I
and having that drop off. You
I
lose so much
absolutely
interest.
get like that much.
Yeah, you lose a lot of interest in it.
I've yeah, I've had that a lot with like especially when you move from like different teachers for different subjects too.
Mm.
Sometimes you'll go back and be like, I already learned this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
I mean, I was a terrible student anyway until high school, so you didn't need to give me any impetus to stop paying attention. I
well
would.
that's why you need those extracurriculars to really just head like put all your eggs in.
Yep, yep. I wasn't even a very good golfer. It didn't work. But
I mean, golf's really hard.
it can, and you're not really a golfer until you've helicoptered a club down the middle of the fairway and screamed 4-letter words in a way you've never heard them before.
Uh,
Then you're a
four,
golfer.
right?
Yeah. Well, four and, you know, other things that you couldn't say
Yeah,
on
I
the
know. There's
radio back in
the
the
joke was
80s.
that like the thing you're supposed to
Yes,
say is also a four-letter word. So yeah,
yes,
I know
yes,
those.
absolutely. No, I yelled that one a
I really
lot.
like anti. I like anti jokes.
Yeah.
Has that
Uh,
been made clear?
well, I said that word a lot, believe me. Sometimes the guy was
Yeah.
standing next to me. I was yelling at
Four
him.
or
4, yes.
oh wait, am I allowed to say that word? Wait.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay, I was just making sure.
yeah. Because
I'm not
I,
going to in this instance, but
yeah.
I just realized as I was about to say it, like, is that chill? Okay.
No, we're plus 18, and we're 18 over par, so
Yeah.
it's very
I
very easy
just
to
know
do.
I know some people who are like 18 plus streamers and stuff and are still like, I just prefer to not because like, that's not a thing that like a lot of people like have that kind of space. And
Yeah,
it's like I respect that when
yeah,
someone has that kind of space because it's.
yeah. To me, it's more of the guests being comfortable with what they want to do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I try to adapt to that as much as possible. So when you decided to take up VTubing, what
Yeah.
was the catalyst that made that for you?
So I fell into the hole really bad during the pandemic, like the original
Hmm.
VTubing boom. I
Right.
actually fell in. Uh, the actually yeah, I can say the exact time that I found out like what a VTuber was. Um, I was playing a game with some of my friends, and they mentioned that like some video would come out that they all wanted to watch. I was like, yeah, I'll stick around. Why not?
Yeah.
And it was the host club thing, like event for Hollow JP.
Oh.
And I remember immediately like being taken by uh Flair, who at the time I was so sure was called Flare. um by their like Ikemen voice and stuff.
Right. Right. It's
And things just got worse from there, I guess.
it
Uh
drawn deeper into the hole.
yeah. And I like from there, like I mean, it wasn't long after that like EN came out,
Mm,
and I think it was like it might have been like a month after.
mm,
I genuinely don't. I mean, it would be impossible to say what that timeline was, but that feels correct.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And they were still trying to
and
figure out what they were
I
going to do.
yeah, and I think it got to its absolute worst when Council dropped. I
Mm.
think that's when I was like, "Oh, I'm just stuck here, right? Okay." Because completely unrelated,
Yeah.
but my like to this day, my Oshi is still like a certain nurse. uh and actually back then I was originally going to debut with a friend as like a twin VTuber.
Mm.
Um, way back before that was like a thing. It was like we had a shtick,
Yeah. We
and
had the shtick, man.
I we had the shtick. It was hard.
Yes.
um, and with like an arcade fighting game. I really fallen into. I am skipping around. It doesn't seem like this was a decent amount after that initial fall, but like
No worries.
this is also a span of like a decent amount of time.
Hmm.
Um, so like I feel like I kind of need to hit these beats because there's not a lot happening here. um, but I I had really like we were like throwing around the idea of like kind of like a beat 'em up like River City Girls
Mm.
was still I think it was still in like teasers
Mm.
still,
Yeah.
but I'd really fallen in love with that
Hmm.
at the time.
Yeah.
And I just generally like that aesthetic. Like I really like the sorry, one
The-
second, let me get a drink.
It's hydration time.
What are your plants, y'all?
Yeah.
Um, I really like the delinquent aesthetic. I like jerseys. I
Mm,
like big bombers and stuff like that.
yeah.
And so like that was very attractive, and the idea of like arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I love those. Oh, of course, I grew up with them. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's. I mean, they're just really cool too. I have really fond memories. One time, like one of my first times going into a major city, me and my cousin, the people we came with, because we were still a bit younger, went into like a card shop, and in the back they just had a bunch of old consoles hooked
mm,
into arcade cabinets, so they had
oh,
like the sticks and everything.
cool.
It was the coolest thing I'd ever fucking seen in my
Oh
life.
man,
Uh,
that is excellent.
uh,
I used to.
yeah,
I was in the quarters generation where we just
yeah.
threw quarters at them all the time. Um, even when they went to 50 cents, we still did it. So
I think they were still a little more than a quarter then,
yeah,
but
yeah, it
but
was.
like when you could still find like the coin operated ones
Yeah, there's
when
still once in a while.
I was a kid.
Yeah, when
I feel like anymore you have to like token or card.
yeah,
Like
yeah, mostly
if you find
token
a coin
card.
operated one, it's not there
Yeah, and it's
for
and it's,
actual profit.
and it's probably broken,
Mm.
and nobody's gonna
I don't
fix
know.
it anytime soon. And
There's like a skate ring somewhere around here that has like an old Simpsons and X-Men cabinet, and it's just
oh
there in like the corner, and it's like it's pretty cool that they have that, but I don't think they're making like a profit off of
no,
those.
no, I don't think so. Heck,
it's, it's
we
like
were
that's like
when they come up with those versus tennis games where you and your friend were on either sides of each other and playing tennis. We throw $5 worth of tokens into that thing, make sure we got the whole tennis match
the
in.
those like unique cabinets that only work in the cabinet
Mm-hmm.
because they have like multiple machines are so interesting to me.
Mm,
Like there's one for I think it's JoJo in Japan that that's literally a battle royale.
mm.
Like they can have like up to 100 machines running at once, and
Oh,
it's so interesting to me.
that
Like
would
they
be
just have these little parlors, and they kind of look like they're pretty small machines, but they kind of look like ATMs almost. But
mm.
they have little like cards. It might be Fate. I think of is it Fate or JoJo?
Either way.
Um,
I mean,
either way, there is like an arcade like battle royale thing there. It's very cool.
that is cool. They started. They had the big arcade cabinets, and like Asteroids was big for us, the Raster game, and then they started coming up with the mini arcade ones. So all the old ones got put into mini arcades that were only about 4 foot tall, but we still hit those because we didn't like the new ones.
That sounds so painful. Wait, like a 4 foot tall arcade machine sounds
Yeah,
so painful.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's still Asteroids was Asteroids, no matter where you played it at.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, you can put my favorite game in the world on something, and if I have to sit there and squat and look between my legs to play it, I'm not gonna be too happy.
oh,
Uh,
we had tokens to every place in town back then. We were all said
hmm.
we go to Aladdin's castle and look for those green or red tokens. That meant that was actually a 5 or 10 token one you got. So
Oh,
a little
yeah,
extra.
tokens are very cool. I appreciate things that have like that very intricate like like I guess it is branding, but it's
Hmm.
also like not branding.
Yeah,
It's just like it's almost immersive art in a way.
yeah, yeah. It is in a way, and that's what they used to use them back in the old days. In the older than me, folks, real old days. Um, People would have their own tokens to give out at bars and stuff. But this was
At least Eric B. Loy.
yes, Beloy, the first, the one and only back then.
Eh.
Um,
No, that would be A.
yeah. Well, mine is C. The C stands for quality.
I yeah, the seal of quality.
Yes, and the C stands for quality, both in spelling and in actual quality. Um, and by no others. The For me, it was just so much fun to see some of these games come out for consoles. But the problem was the consoles didn't have the right controls,
Yeah,
and
I do remember.
something like Battlezone, which was a tank game. Now you're trying to play it on a Wii. It ain't gonna work that way.
I mean, I feel like the Wii is the hardest one to like make that argument for because you could get whatever controller you wanted for the Wii. You
Yeah,
could get anything for the Wii, and
yeah,
it probably just had like a little slot where you just jam the Wiimote into the side and it was just gone.
yeah, yeah. But we used
The
that for pinball. I had a
the Wii thing,
Yeah, we had
or
we had Wii pinball, and it was really good. Actually, it was amazing. Wasn't quite like being at the
I can see
table,
that.
but it was. You had
Yeah.
the effects and everything. And I used to have my grandson would come over, and he'd want to play, but he had no idea what was going on. He was 4, so we gave him a controller that wasn't working, and I'd go ahead and play it behind him.
I mean, that's probably like about as responsive as like an original Wii controller, to be fair.
it is.
Like
It is true. It is
it,
true.
it's probably exactly as like his experiences are probably conducive to anyone else who played the Wii.
Oh yeah, and he's on the Switch now, so he's happy.
Yeah.
He's happy for the most part.
Switch probably has some pretty good pinball games. I know there were some decent like DSiWare
Mm,
pinball games, and I can imagine those getting moved
yeah.
along.
Still not the same as being on the table, though. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I had a cheaper pinball table in my room when I was really young.
Yeah.
I I don't know whatever happened to that.
Uh,
It
I would.
was like very cool that I had that, and I don't think I appreciated that when I was a kid. And then like when I was older, it was like, did I have a pinball?
How did I get a pinball machine? and
There are just occasionally like things like that where I'm like, wait, why don't I have that anymore? That's cool as shit.
oh, I was talking with my grandson about old video games, and I realized we in my family we had a Pong console, Sears Pong.
Like the original,
Yeah.
not the original Pong thing, right?
N-
Like the not like the military based Pong,
No,
right?
no, no,
Like
no, no. This was this was
okay,
this was a commercial, but it was direct from
okay.
Sears, and it had Pong, Super Pong, and some sorts of hockey Pong. But it was
Uh,
Pong. My golly,
I
and
was gonna say, like one of those things I think is actually worth like a fortune now.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you need to be out there selling that before
Oh,
something
if I knew where it
happens.
was, if I knew where it was, but
Oh no, I meant if it was like a military based one
yeah,
because those things are
yeah.
like actually like preserved pieces of history. Like I
Oh,
think one of them is in a museum right now.
military Pong.
Well, that's what original. I think it was Pong was originally made for military bases.
I imagine so. Some for the
Yeah,
reflexes and that
because
sort of thing. That sort of thing.
whatever the yeah, because it was actually like a problem. Um, is they would like lose crazy amounts of money like feeding quarters into the machines.
Yeah, yeah. That was always a bad thing.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be your lunch money this week. Well, now it's in asteroids. Okay, I saved the world. Okay, I'm fine. We're good for that. Have you got anything?
At least with gambling.
Yeah, go ahead.
What? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. What were you saying?
Uh, uh,
No,
yeah,
I was just gonna say at least with gambling, there's a chance you make money.
yeah, yeah. Even if it's
You
a
were just
negative,
accepting that it was gone.
yeah, you're just throwing it away. So, have you got any big things happening with your channel this year? Have you got any big plans?
This year, I think the big thing I've been working on like lately is I really want to like start. I don't know if these are big things. They're like types of content I want to start doing because, like I said, my sort of like I came from that original boom,
Hmm.
um, and so I kind of want to like start doing like karaoke and stuff because I noticed that like I guess the original like thesis with when I became a VTuber was like I feel like a lot of like guys who get into VTubing don't kind of follow
Yeah.
that original format to some extent,
Oh
which I
yeah.
think is fine.
Yeah.
Like, do what you want. Absolutely. I think it's really cool that there are all these options. But I also feel like there's like to a certain extent, like an amount of people who like don't, or like it creates a gap there where when people kind of like actively avoid the traditional like VTubing route, like the whole like more idle leaning thing,
Right.
they they create like a gap
Mm.
um by like actively staying away from it because like I mean I guess I know that like obviously like Hollow Star and stuff like that have like a smaller
Mm.
following, and then like
Yeah.
indie, there's like in the bigger indie scene there's not a lot
No.
there.
No, not very many at
There,
all, actually.
yeah, there's definitely a like a couple, but oh gosh, I can't even remember. Are they non-binary or are they mask? I don't actually remember.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not even going to
Try to define.
name names there
Yeah.
because no, I don't remember, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like, oh, I think I know one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
whether they are, so I'm not even going to say that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm going to ask you real quick because as you mentioned the Hololive stuff when you're following it. Of the members that have the English ones that have left here recently and gone independent, have you watched them since, and do you think that they all seem relieved? Because I think they do.
yeah, I do not watch all of them. I
Uh-huh.
watched the one that I specifically
Yes.
made note of earlier quite a
Yeah.
bit. I feel like there is certainly, I mean, hmm, wondering how far into my own brain, how far in my own, yeah, how far into the brain rot do you want me to go?
Go ahead. Dive right in.
Okay. I feel like with any company that's very passion based,
Mm-hmm.
when you go publicly traded,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to start to lose people to an extent.
Right.
And so now that that's the case, I feel like you kind of can't entirely say whether that's an issue with Hollow to begin
Mm-hmm.
or to begin with, or if it was an issue with them going public and with the people who like were originally running it,
Right.
kind of stepping back.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably some of
And
both. I mean, it's probably an addition of several different things when you look at it, but um,
probably, I
it,
mean, any introduction to like the stock market will always ruin literally uh any business because that's what it's meant to do. Like
yeah.
no business in under capitalism can continually create more revenue,
Mm-hmm.
but that is specifically the goal of a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
So they will continue to go that way.
Yeah, yeah. I think that.
I will only go that far.
Yeah, well, I agree with you in a lot of ways with that, and really, once you get that corporate part in there, now you're suddenly beholden to people who don't necessarily know what's going on, and that happens in radio too. um,
Yeah.
and suddenly, like, well, you really should, instead of streaming this game, you should dance around with a glow stick in your nose. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
It
oh,
it trended well in the polling. Yeah, okay. Bye.
they can't see the glow stick though. It gives the same energy as
Yeah.
a lot of artists I know. Um, when AI started to become a problem, their relatives and stuff would start contacting them, being like, "Oh, have you tried doing something like this?" And
Mm,
then it would just be AI.
let's just slap
And
right in the
you're
face.
like, it's like you. I can't be too mad because you don't have any idea what you're doing, but
Yeah.
also you're hurting me. Uh, you're causing me physical pain,
You're
and
killing me. You're
it very
killing
much
me.
gives me the vibe of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just hope that they're happier now, and it seems
Yeah,
like they're doing okay,
absolutely.
including your
I
Oshi.
also hope they're just more stable.
Yeah, your Oshi seems to be
Yeah.
having a lot of fun. So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah,
I very much enjoyed their stuff.
yeah,
In this iteration, and also like I mean, just how quickly people can get models, I think
yeah,
already shows like a financial stability
yeah.
that should be like enough. But the actual reason I brought that up, the reason I when you asked if I was planning big things
Mm.
is because I wanted to do like karaoke's and stuff, and that
Mm.
is specifically like I have been like sort of practicing to do that kind of thing
Ah,
because like I do feel like I don't know, it's big to me, it's scary to me,
yeah, yeah. It would be scary to
but
me
also
too.
like I feel like I feel like it's a big part of like the like culture around VTuber, like
Yeah,
a lot of those like types of streams that kind of get left behind even though they're not part of the like the more problematic aspects that can come with
yeah,
the like idol culture, they're still like left behind.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people just kind of use it as an excuse to hand wave this thing
yeah,
that they might just not want to do.
yeah.
And I think like they're allowed to do that, but I also think like it can be like important to some people, and I think it's cool to do that.
Yeah, it's certainly. It's absolute pleasure talking with you, and I hope we can do it again. This time has flown by. We're going to have all the links in the description for this video, but um, I hope you do come on again sometime.
Yeah, I would love to.
Uh, thank,
I really enjoyed this.
thank you so much for coming on.
Sorry, I'm sorry I just rambled off so much. I feel like we got off topic in certain
No,
points.
that's what we're here for. Thank you again so much. I really do appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.